Hello, just a quick tutorial here on how to fix color cast or color balance issues. Um, just sometimes are reflections of the environment. So if you have something that's orange or wearing something orange red, that can get reflected into the highlights and the midtones, usually the highlights and the midtones in an image. So just take this one as an example. There's many different ways of removing color casts or color issues. So this one is going to be a little bit more precise. I'm going to show you two methods. Neither is right or wrong. It's just what is more efficient and what works better for this image. So let's try this one here. So there's two things you can do here. You can do what I would like to do is color range selection or a gradient map. Okay, so let's do gradient map first. So if you open an image here and then you see a lot of different issues. So for this one, it's just a little bit too orange in the midtones and the highlights. There's a few things you can do. You can change the color. So if you do gradient map, so if you come over here into the panel or the adjustment bar, then you can select gradient map here at the bottom section. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to map a color. So I'm going to select here. As you see, I already have a lot of different presets, but most of the time, like this one I have for darker skinned people that have more like a brown tone. So if you select here, and I'm not going to do overlay in this one, then I'm going to fill this one with maybe 35%, and there you go. It's already fixed to color. Okay, so most likely you don't have that brown. So what you would do is just a quick, let's do this again. So I would go to the adjustment bar, gradient map, click on it, click on this bar, then the editor will come up. So what you want to do is you're going to customize. So I am going to click this here. This is your dark shadows and this is your highlight. Okay, so I'm going to click here. I'm going to click on a brown color for the dark. So I want maybe darker brown, so somewhere there for the shadows. So I don't want it pure black, because if you look at a person, their dark area is not necessarily dark black, right? It's a slight darker brown, and likewise in all other different skin color. Okay, so try not to do pure black or pure white on any skin color. So then now we're going to deal with shadows. Okay, so let's do that again. I'm going to go over to this tab here, double click on it, the color picker shows up. Then I'm going to pick a light brown, most likely. So I'm going to try to select this color here, but make it lighter. So I want it closer to orange. So maybe somewhere up here, like a lighter brown. We're going to fine tune that a little later. So just say we like that. So now we're going to select midtone. So midtone, I'm going to put location 50. I'm going to click anywhere here where you see a little hand, and I'm going to make sure location is 50. And it's not always 50. 50 just mean where between this two, where do I want this midtone to be located. Okay, so I'm going to click on this color. I'm going to want between the black, I want this mid-tone color here. Okay, so we're going to fine tune that for now. So let's, the custom name, you can say skin tones, and you can say dark or brown, whatever you want to name this, and then click OK. Okay, so now it's mapped. I only want to fill that with a bit. Okay, so maybe here. Okay, so you see it still hasn't removed the orange yet. Now I'm going to fine tune that. Just click on that. And then what I want to do is this is around the highlights and midtones. So that's 2 orange. And you see the colors are changing. Just for curious sake. See, you see that difference? So I don't want it to be too orange here, so I'm gonna pull that back to maybe around that color. Okay. And then here, double click. Again, I don't want it to be too orange, so I'm gonna pull back the orange a little bit to the brown area. Or if you want to cancel that orange, you can go right up to blue, and that'll cancel that orange area. But if you do that, then make sure your highlights also canceling. So I'm going to double click here, then I'm going to go here and click a light blue to cancel that orange or orange red. Okay, so that's the way to do that. You can really control the specific color you want to apply to that image. So that's the after and that's the before. Okay, but because we dulled it, I probably would put a curve back in, right, like that. Okay, so here you go. Let's put it all up. Oops. Let's put this in global setting, and I'm going to drag that in, drag the curve in. Remember to name your layers for good workflow. So this is overall, I would say overall contrast. Okay. And then over here, I would say gradient map skin. Okay. So that's how, so this is just better workflow. So when you click on this, you know what you did. So this is after, and that's before. Okay. So you can do that to remove the color cast, and show you a different way to remove the color cast, and which is, you know, it's neither right or wrong. So first let's create a global folder and a local folder, and then this is just for workflow. Okay, local gonna be under global. Oopsie, not in. Let's do that again. Under. Okay. So now we can go to select color range. Okay, so remember we're fixing the midtones and highlights. So we're gonna go to let's fix the midtone first. So you see here, all the white area are the areas that we will fix, and then all the black areas will not be touched. Okay, so fuzziness, I usually like to leave it around 50%. And oops, let's undo. Let's do that again. I accidentally hit OK. Okay, so 150. This is really up to you, but look at that, right? That's just a range. So the reason why I want to keep the highlights separate from the midtones here is because they're 2 different colors. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. So you see that's already selected. I'm going to come to the adjustment bar, and I'm going to use a photo filter. So I'm removing that orange with a cool filter. So let's look up blue. Okay. Okay, so that's blue. I'm going to play with intensity later. So you see that? That removed that already. So now I'm going to say remove orange with a blue filter. And this is, I'm going to say mid-tones. So mid-tones. Okay, so I'm going to do another one. Come to select, color range. We want highlights. So the highlights is actually picking up everything here. So I'm going to bring this range very close to there. Fussiness 50. Click OK. Okay, and then now I'm going to select another filter. I'm going to select a blue filter. You see this start changing. And I want to remove, this is what I'm looking at, these are here. I want to remove the orange. Okay. I'll fine tune that a little better. Double click on the name and say highlights, blue filter. Okay. So you see that? That's before. That's after. So you just slightly targeted just that skin area to remove the orange. So I can continue further removing the orange by playing with it a little bit more. Right. There you go. Okay. So you can just continue fine-tuning this if you want. But I kind of like it the way here. Because the highlights has very little cast here. The only orange is here. That's up to you if you want to continue. But for me, I think I just like that the way it is right there. Okay, so let's try another image here. Which one? Let's do, why don't we do this one here? Oh, let's do this one here. Okay, so this again is with a photo filter. Gradient map I just think is harder to do with this image, although you can do it, but I think there's just want to target this area here. So again, I'm going to go to select color range. It's really the mid-tones or the highlights I want to deal with. Click over here, then a photo filter. So it was kind of like orange, right? So I might want a cool filter. Play with that. Okay, so we can fine tune that a little bit later. You see that just, if you look at the back, before there's a slight orange and the highlights here, here. Put the blue filter to cancel the color. It's gone. Okay, so you can kind of play with it, continue playing with this and fine tuning if you want. But I think I like it the way it is right now. Let's try this a little bit. Click OK. And just double checking before and after. Okay, so those are the two options to remove color casts.